There'll never be no comparison. You're live on the show. Sit back and have a listen. All right. LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, guys. A couple of people wanted to hear my thoughts on, what I think about Floyd Mayweather's, IRS escapades. And to be honest, I don't care what this dude, I don't care what he got going on. In fact, so what? So this dude owed the IRS some money. Let me tell you something about the IRS. These are the people that you can't win any fight against the IRS. I mean, you know what? And this what happened to me this year, man. And I'll never forget it. I was at a gas station. I was trying to get some gas because my car was on there, and y'all had them times. Swiped my card and it wouldn't work. Called and the bank said, yeah, the IRS, took everything. So of course I was angry, and it was an IRS mistake because I don't mess around with taxes. I get that stuff done, and so I went down to the IRS office myself and I brought all, I redid every last tax year just to be safe because I'm OCD like that. So I went in there with all the stuff. And man, the IRS, instead of me owing them money, they had overcharged me. I'm talking about over 10 grand they had overcharged me. And the reason why I say this is that, these are people that you have to have a constant vigilance over. You got to had I not been in charge of keeping track of this type of information, the IRS would have got over on me. I would have been paying them for another 5 years, and all my accounts would have been frozen up, so I wouldn't have had any money. So, I mean, it just kind of teaches you a lesson. So now, we apply this to Mayweather. This is a rich dude, man. There should be no way, whenever he makes any money, that he don't have a professional accountant already, paying the IRS their cut, giving them their cut. And I'm talking about having the best of the best accountant. Okay, because see, us common folk, we ain't gonna have no accountants do it. We gotta do it ourselves. But this guy makes enough money to where he can afford to hire an accountant for what, 150 grand a year, just any money he got coming in to go ahead and give the government their cut. I mean, to point blank take it out the right amount, so he ain't owing nothing, so he ain't gotta have these issues. Because he said he gave him $26 million in 2015. Now, here's me and here's my thought. Okay, that's about right if we're talking about 100 million. But what about the other 120 million? Because I heard he made anywhere from upwards to 220 million to 250 million. That's just what I heard. So I mean, giving them 26 million, and maybe it works differently. See, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this field, but I do know you can't play with them. They're gonna get their money, and they're gonna get some, and they're gonna get your attention. See, the IRS, they're going to get their money. It doesn't matter what you say or what you say to them or do to them. They're going to get their money. Now, it's kind of leading me to think, okay, he said he's got to put it in installments. And this is a guy, the IRS not stupid. They watch TV too. They watch. They know. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. Mr. Mayweather owes this amount of money, but he flaunting, a couple of million in a bag. Okay, well, we need to recoup our money. I mean, I'm not saying the guy can't do whatever he wants to do with his money. If he want to flaunt it, flaunt it. But I mean, if you sitting there, man, with an outstanding debt, I'm just thinking maybe, just maybe, maybe that money might be better well spent towards giving the IRS their money so they don't come and seize all your assets. Because they'll do that, especially to him. He's in the upper echelon of money makers. Yeah, they'll come, they'll take them cars, they'll take everything. The IRS don't care. They'll come to your house. Okay? I mean, think if they got a guy like me on the totem pole who I don't even make 1% of what Floyd Mayweather made. Okay? If they came and they did all that to me, what do you think they're going to do to him? The IRS ain't dumb. They follow these guys that make this money. They follow them. They research them. They know. So when they owe their money, guess what? They want their money. That's just the way that is. That's just the way that is. Point blank. And, knowing Floyd's personality, he probably like, I'm going to pay him what I pay him, Nah, that's why you hire an accountant, a good accountant. And you keep this joker on staff full time. He your personal accountant. Okay, you make enough money to pay him well so he ain't got to do a whole lot of other stuff. but he is in charge of your assets, somebody with a reputation, somebody you know, somebody who not gonna make mistakes on this kind of stuff, because this kind of stuff that can put him in jail. To be honest, if he don't pay the money, Floyd can do jail time for this. See, for some reason, the government takes tax evasion a lot more seriously than, child rapists and all that stuff. They do. They give guys years, man. I'm talking about 20 years, 15 years for tax evasion. But the guy messing with minors, he could get 5 or 6 years and get off on good behavior. But no, not this evil tax evasion guy. Yeah, man, Floyd, he can't play with. These are one people that you cannot play with. Because the IRS, they shut down everything, man. They'll even come. And it's kind of weird, man, because the IRS, when I was going through my deal, they sent a fax to my job, man. And it's like, when I called them to get it resolved over the phone, they couldn't do it. I had to go in there, man. And they had to admit to me that they made a mistake. Like, they literally had to admit it because I had all my proof. But, I mean, they'll go through any means. I'm talking about they know where you at. They know where you travel. They know everything. And I almost think, do the IRS, do they have some kind of camera, man? Like, do they have some kind of hidden camera in areas where people... Like, and I started really thinking because they always seem to know where you at. Doesn't matter. And now that they can do it electronically and take all your stuff and bank draft the money that you owe them, they don't care. They coming for it. But then when you finally get it taken off, you go and talk to them, they will work with you, to get everything resolved. If you owe them money. Now, if they owe you, they ain't resolving nothing. You have to go in there to get your money. And that's what I did. I went in there and I got my money. They owe me so much money. And they're not going to tell you if they owe you a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure maybe if Floyd did give them, he overpaid them. Maybe. Maybe they may owe him. I don't know. But in this case, I don't know. It don't seem like it because he's asking, for installment plans. Wait a minute. You need installment plans? Because he bragged about all this money he got. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. I remember him distinctly saying, I just pay for everything in cash. But I read an article. I heard Floyd Mayweather got 100 cars. I mean, this one article said he got 100 cars. And he got like 5 houses. And, man, that's a lot. And dude loved cars. He loved cars. So you got to think, that might be about $20 million right there in cars. Yeah. Might be 20 million. He got a $3 million Bugatti. Hey, man. I ain't saying, hey, man, it's not good to have those things. But it's a reason, man, why people don't really buy them. First of all, the average person can't even afford it, and then they only make but so many. So many of those Bugatti cars are only made. They don't make a huge lot of those cars because they know that they're not gonna sell them like that. And I ain't saying getting a normal car, but man, just a vehicle, man. 2 vehicles if you want. They go from A to B. I guess, man, some people lose sight of that. Like, I got friends who live here right next to me, man. They wealthy. They multi-millionaires many times over. But you look at their car, like my one friend, Tom, I can say his name. I ain't gonna say his last name. Dude probably worth about 15 mil, man. Easy. He donate the uniforms to my teams. Dude is probably worth about 15 mil. This guy still drive a car that's a 2009 Toyota Accord. He got a 2009 Toyota Accord. And he got a 2008 Mitsubishi Montero Sport. This dude done had these cars for you. He bought them brand new, and he done kept them for 8 years. Okay? His house, he live in what? $150,000 house. I mean, it looks nice. But you go inside, he don't even furnish the place with, with stuff from these big furniture places. No, man. All his furniture, he got it from a furniture warehouse where the prices are at wholesale and it's cheap. His whole house furnished like that. I mean, real rich people, and I ain't saying Floyd ain't, but rich people, they some of the most frugalest people on earth. They don't spend their money. That's why they still got it. They don't flaunt it. Don't flaunt it at all. And I go in, I'm like, God, and even a TV he got. Look, man, it's an old school TV, and they only got one. Then he was like, my kids don't need TVs in their room. He said if they want to watch TV, they're going to watch it right here in front of me. I mean... I'm serious. They got an old school TV, man. I'm like, man, that TV blowing dust off of it. He said, man, this thing still work. But they ain't spending no money on anything. The bare necessities. When he go clothes shopping, it's amazing how this guy will take $125, go to Walmart, and come out with like 5 or 6 different outfits, man, that look very professional. He said, man, I'm not going to these high dollar stores and spending that money. And when I started listening to this guy, I'm like, he makes sense. I ain't finna spend this money in a high dollar store when the fabric and the material are the same thing and you just paying for a name. He said that's stupid. I can get my suits and clothes from Target and Walmart and it look good. And like, he dressed nice. I'm like, He said, man, this is where I shop. And I mean, he may go to like there's a S&K. We got a men's shop, S&K, where the suits, they look nice and they're not expensive. He goes there too. I mean, yeah, man, but when you see Floyd, he flying a lot of money. And I always wonder, like, how is he going to be able to maintain that lifestyle when boxing's over? I always wonder that, and I know he's got other business things going on. But, the way he spends money and goes through money, it's like, wow. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.